So we're talking about semantic change and about such moments as narrowing, widening, results of semantic change. Then we'll discuss metaphy, metonymy, hyperbole, litotes, similar, and then we'll do the exercises. Natasha, please start. What is semantic change?
Semantic change, meaning of every word undergoes some changes which are inevitable in the development of the language, narrowing and widening.
So, two most important changes are narrowing and widening. Natasha, and talk about narrowing, please.
Narrowing of meaning or specialization occurs when the word comes from the sphere of broad usage to the special sphere. Thus, it can name fewer objects, have fewer references. The best known example of specialization is as follows in Old English. The lexeme meat meant food, while in modern English it developed into the lexeme meat, meaning edible flesh.
Okay,
Edible flesh.
Yeah, and we see that it was meat, then originally it meant food, and now it means edible flesh. Yeah? So, other examples, Natasha?
Disease, discomfort, illness.
Yeah, disease meant discomfort, like any discomfort. And now it means illness. Wife.
Woman is original meaning, and meaning after narrowing is married woman.
Yeah, so early it was any woman, and now it is only a married woman. Yeah, then.
Starve, original meaning is to die, and meaning after narrowing, to die of hunger.
Yeah, you see that you can die of any reason, but to starve, you die of hunger. And accident.
Original meaning is event, and meaning after narrowing is unfortunate event.
You see that if we think of all these examples, what is the conclusion that we can make about narrowing? What is the conclusion? What happens to word? Die, die of hunger. Woman, married woman. Event, unfortunate event. What happens to the word? No, we usually add something, either adjective or any kind of description, and narrow its meaning. Okay, good. Lera, next, widening.
Widening.
And the other name for widening would be broadening. Yeah?
Broadening.
You widen or you broaden.
Or generalization of meaning occurs when the scope of the notion is further than in original word. In this case, the meaning of the word gets higher abstraction. The example of this change is lexeme fly, that in Middle English meant to move through the air with wings. Now it denotes any movement through the air. The lexeme thing used to mean a matter brought before this assembly, then cause object decision. Now it is the most generally used word in the language. It can substitute almost any noun.
Okay.
For example,
and look at other examples.
For example, words aunt, old meaning father's sister, new meaning parent's sister, wife of parent's brother.
Okay, in Ukrainian, we still have the words. We can say titka, which is parent's sister, wife's of parent's brother, or we can say, as in Western Ukraine, we can say vuina and strina, which greatly define who the person is, what is the relation. Next slide.
words manage. Old meaning handle a horse, new meaning handle anything.
So usually before you handled a horse, you work just with a horse, and now you do anything. Next time.
And finally, holiday, old meaning holy day, new meaning any day off.
So it was holiday, meaning it was any kind of a church celebration. Okay, and when we make a conclusion on semantic change, we'll see that the result of semantic change is the change of
the denotational meaning and change of destruction of meaning and extension of meaning, and change of the connotational meaning divided into deterioration of meaning and amelioration of meaning.
Yeah, but it tells us about the same. When we change denotational meaning, it may be restricted. Give me the other word for restriction. Narrowing, it narrows, or it may be extended. Give me the other word for extension.
Widening.
Widening or broadening. And we can change connotational meaning, and connotations are metaphor, metonymy, and so on and so forth. Okay, good. Thank you. Let's look at the transference of meaning, and our first task will be to compare similar and metaphor, to talk about metaphor and similar. Anya, come on, start please.
The transference of meaning includes other changes of meaning that are close to such figures of speech as metaphor, metonymy, hyperbole, litotes, and simile. These figures used in rhetorical speech show the processes peculiar to the transposition of meaning. Metaphor is a transfer of name based on the association of similarity and is actually a hidden comparison. It implies the description that links one thing to another. For example, a woman can be called a peach, a lemon, a cat, a lioness. Unlike poetic metaphor that is used in poetic speech and is created by an author, linguistic metaphor is a result of a generalization of meaning in which the comparison is completely forgotten. Foot, for example, foot of a mountain, leg of a table. All linguistic metaphors are already dead metaphors.
And when we talk about metaphors, we usually compare a metaphor to a similar, or we pronounce it as simile. So what is a simile?
Simile is a statement based on the comparison.
Yeah, so for simile, we usually, let's look at this table and let's compare them. Come on.
When you use a simile, you say that something is like or as something else. When you paint a picture by saying that something is something else, you use a metaphor. Examples of simile. He eats like a pig. It's cold like in Antarctica
here.
Antarctica here. Her skin was white as snow. She went on walking in the country as quiet as a mouse. She smelled like a rose too. The old woman thought, John sleeps like a baby all night.
Okay, and if we look, I'll stop here. If we look at similars, what will we see?
We always see like.
We'll see that everywhere there will be the words as or like. So similar, we make it, we compare it. And tell about metaphors.
Examples of metaphors. Thanks for mailing those letters. You are an angel. It's Antarctica here. Lotte is the music of the soul. The computer in the classroom was an old dinosaur. The detective listened to her tales with a wooden face. I think that new singer is a diamond in the row.
Rough. Okay, so we see that here, so all these examples, they don't have this like. So it's called like Antarctica or it's Antarctica. You are like a pig, you are a pig. Give me your examples. If you may think of any examples that compare similar to metaphor.
For example, similar, this woman so beautiful like a rose. And
Okay,
metaphor, this woman is a rose.
perfect. She is a rose. Yeah. Marin, your example.
This person is like fox. He is starving as a fox.
He's a fox.
He is.
Yeah. This person is like a fox, and you compare to the fox, and he's a fox, meaning he is cunning. He is not good to other people. So thank you, Marin. Ler, your example.
He is as brave as a lion.
And it is what? It is a similar.
Similar. And metaphor, it's a lion.
Yeah, he is a lion. It is
Metaphor.
yeah, it is obviously a metaphor. Okay, yeah, good. Enough for this. Natasha, give me your example.
He like as bear. He is a bear.
Yeah, he is just a bear. Yeah, meaning he is big, rough, and so on. Good. Okay, Marin, metonymy.
Metonymy. Metonymy is a form of figurative language in which a word is replaced by something very close to the original meaning. For example, metonymy is a transfer of meaning based upon the association of
Contiguity.
The meaning of a word shifts the name of an attribute of a scene that substitutes the name of the scene itself. For example, the chairman, the bar, liars, jeans, material jeans. Jeans is used to detonate the object made of it.
Okay, so give me in Ukrainian some examples of metonymy. We use one word, one part of the whole to denote the whole. For example, here you have suits, костюмы, and suits means business people, like businessmen. So give me more examples from Ukrainian. When we say, for example, Київ відповів Москві. So what do we mean?
Президент відповів іншому президенту.
Абсолютно. Або уряд відповів іншому уряду, або країна взагалі відповіла іншій країні. По чому ми цю метонімію розпізнаємо? Що це за метонімія? Київ – це маленька частинка країни, так? Але за цією одною ознакою ми можемо поговорити про цілу країну. Окей. Марин, read the examples.
Let me your ear, which
Let
means...
me your ear. Ми теж так часто кажемо. ось моє вуха, так? Або даруй тобі своє вухо. Meaning, я тебе слухаю. Ear is just one part of your body. Next, Marin.
The crown, which refers to the royal system of government of a country.
Да, the crown, це не корона, а що ми кажемо? Король
Монархія,
або
як
королева, або взагалі управління, да, країною. Окей.
To lend a hand, this use of metonymy refers to helping someone.
Lend a hand, позичити руку, а ми кажемо
Подати руку
подати руку,
допомоги.
допомогти. Да? Next.
Wall Street, this term refers to the financial industry. Ну, Уолл-стріт, як вулиця в Нью-Йорку.
Це вулиця в Нью-Йорку, але ми кажемо Уолл-стріт як центр
Як
фінансової активності. Да?
Would you like a piece of
Пісня.
my Danish? In this example, the word Danish does not refer to a person from Denmark, but rather the food item, a Danish
Pastry.
pastry.
Да? My Danish – це мається на увазі pastry, випічка, яка називається Danish pastry. Окей, more examples from Ukrainian. Це слухаю ще з української мови. Приклади. Ні? Ну, подумайте, пізніше ми до цього повернемося.
Ну, може тут приклад такий би був, як зібрати Майдан, от щось таке. От,
Абсолютно, Марін, абсолютно. Мені вже надоїли ці майдани, так? Що це значить? Ці люди, які збираються, кричать і щось хочуть, але приклад це саме Майдан. Very good, Marин, thank you. Окей, good. Наташ, next. Hyperbole.
Hyperbole is an exaggerated statement which expresses emotional attitude of the speaker. For example, 1,000 pardons, splendid. In short, hyperbole is a statement which has been exaggerated. It is used to overstate a situation and is not intended to be taken literally. Hyperbole may be used in a figurative language to overexpress what someone is saying. In such an example as I almost died from laughter. The speaker did not literally almost die, but using this hyperbole, they are expressing that they laughed a great deal. Hyperbole can also be used as a rhetoric device. In this type of use, you might see a phrase such as "we have nothing to fear but fear itself." In this example, the speaker is exaggerating how fearful people should be or are. Hyperbole is used to overemphasize a statement or situation in order to give a more dramatic effect on the listener or reader. Examples in speech.
Okay, so let's say in your words, how do you understand hyperbole?
Hyperbole, it is when we say something in exaggerating it.
Very good. When we exaggerate, remember, where did we meet the word exaggeration? In literary genres, tall tale was not a serious exaggeration, yes, so and legend was a serious exaggeration. Okay, and usually we use hyperbole to overstate a situation. Natasha, read the examples.
Examples in speech. I have 101 things to do today.
But of course, we understand that it's not that many. Yeah.
Yes. This job is going to take me forever. I'm never going to finish this meal. She has been at the shop for an eternity. I'm stuck on a level which is impossible. I'm never going to get this job done. That man is as old as time. This bag weighs 10 tons. He has been talking for a week. When I was pregnant, I was as big as a house.
Mhm.
He never died, and now he is as hairy as an elephant.
Okay, and we see that very often in hyperbole we use, what do we use in hyperbole? We use similar. Yeah? We use similar because with the help of similar, we compare as big as a horse, as heavy as an elephant, and so on and so forth. Okay, good. Next, Litotes. Litotes.
Litotes or understatement is used to express the affirmative by the negative of its contrary. Not bad equals good, not rich, poor. Litotes is a form of the figure of speech which negates a positive in order to convey understated irony. The classic example of litotes is the term not bad. As you can see, both of these words are negative, but when placed together form a positive sentence. In most contexts, the use of litotes is used to understate a thing or situation. It's a form of figurative language which uses a negative to assert a positive. By using this method, we use litotes to imply the opposite meaning of something. For example, by saying that someone is not thin, you are implying that they are fat. Litotes must always contain a negative.
Okay, so litote or understatement are very peculiar to the English language. When you don't want to offend a person or when you want to show your sarcasm. So I give the examples, read the examples, please.
He isn't the friendliest person. It was not an awful trip. She is not unkind. He is not exactly poor. His cooking is not terrible. He is no spring chicken. That is not too shabby. Her singing is not bad. It isn't really a walk in the park. Finland is no ordinary country. It isn't rocket science. He is not unlike his sister. That ice cream was not bad. Your house is not untidy. She is not doing too badly at all. He won't regret that decision.
So what do we show with these examples?
Understatement of different things.
Yeah, we understand. Why do we use this understatement? What is the reason for using this understatement? Now, for example, he's not exactly poor. What do we mean? He is rich. Okay, so just let me, okay, we'll do it later. We'll watch a video why Englishmen like understatement so much, or litote. So it isn't rocket science. What does this mean? Natasha, Ler, Marin. It isn't rocket science. Ми часто кажемо, ну це ж не атомна енергетика, або це не біном Ньютона. So, meaning it is very simple. It's not difficult. So, what do we mean by Finland is no ordinary country? Natasha. Finland is no ordinary country.
That it is in this country, in this unusual country.
Very good. Very
by using milder words. For example, to pass away means to die. When a person uses a euphemism, they are replacing a word or phrase with another in order to make the sentence sound less offensive. In day-to-day figurative language, euphemism can be used to intentionally alter a sentence to lessen the harshness of its meaning without actually removing the meaning. For example, if you were in a fancy restaurant, you may not announce that you were going to take a pee. Instead, you may use a euphemism such as "I'm going to use the bathroom." This would imply the same thing, but sound much more pleasant. In some
Okay.
cases,
enough here. Once again, when do we use euphemism? What do we need euphemisms for?
To exchange something unpleasant by using more
Milder words.
more
By using milder words. Okay, and we see that our life is full of euphemisms. We use euphemisms all the time, and some of the euphemisms.
passed away, which is a euphemism for died.
Never say, Americans never say my mother died, they will say passed away. Yeah, then
put to sleep, which is euphemism for
euthanized, euthanasia. Put usually with animals. My dog was put to sleep. Коли усипляють. Next.
terminate a pregnancy, which is euphemism for abortion.
And lots of other. Kick the bucket, out of work for unemployed, and so on and so forth. Okay, so enough for that.